Hi folks, today I have for us some video from LIA where he goes to Berwyn, Illinois to insult the city by accusing the mayor of being corrupt and the entire town being full of nepotism. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep this channel going, so I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to the page. Leave a like and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel, NCR Movie Network, and the podcast, the Craptown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. Episode 20 is out right now. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Paul Reyes. I'm an independent journalist and activist. I know you know who I am, Mayor, and I know the Seattle Greens knows who I am.
I know you live in New Jersey, but go ahead.
I live in New York, actually, so...
Oh, you must go. Okay, fine.
No, Long Island on it, Long Island, New York. Yeah, not New Jersey. Anyway, so...
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
November of 2021, I visited this very city hall and I was recording, submitting FOIA requests, investigating the city of Berwyn here of many claims that I've heard of corruption and misconduct by the government officials here. And while I was here outside of this very hallway, right outside Ruth Seattle Green's office, she confronted me, didn't like the fact that I was recording, even though it is my constitutional right to record government officials in the course of their duty. The Berwyn Police Department got involved, specifically Detective Monaco, Sergeant Volante, and I was subsequently battered by Detective Monaco. He tried to turn off my camera, and I was, just after the battery, I was arrested unlawfully for a felony. When they figured out...
Now, Sean, you're stretching the truth just a wee bit there, aren't you? Just like your girdle does for your gut. But you weren't unlawfully arrested at the time. At the time, the arrest was lawful due to the laws in play and the signage stating that you could not record in City Hall due to the fact that it was possibly in violations of the wiretapping laws in Illinois' books. Now, you did sue and get those charges dropped, but then you began to do your little protest to get the mayor and them to remove the signs. The mayor did it right in front of you, and you cheered. But you went even further by trying to sue the city for an alleged violation of your civil rights, when they didn't violate your civil rights. The charges were dropped, and you're now going on this tirade, trying to accuse them of any kind of corruption you can find because, well, you need the clicks and views.
That the felony, because there were signs all throughout City Hall saying you couldn't record, and they cited a unconstitutional law that was struck down by the Illinois courts. I was arrested for the felony. They changed it. Instead of apologizing while I'm sitting in a cell, we got the law wrong. They said, well, we'll get them for disorderly conduct. And they have Miss Seattle Green over there sign the complaint. You would be able to see her deposition if she didn't want you to see it, though. She got a court to not be able to release the depositions during the pendency of the lawsuit. So what I have here are 8 months of invoices that I believe that's the city attorney there. Your mayor has hired an outside law firm that represented Tiffany Henyard, the super corrupt mayor in Dalton, Illinois. Birds of a feather flock together.
So Sean is now accusing this mayor of being corrupt due to the simple fact that he used an outside law firm that just so happened to represent Mayor Tiffany. Well, perhaps the city attorney advised them to do such a thing due to the fact that he may not have the skills or the requirements to handle a lawsuit like this. Perhaps he gave them a list of attorneys that could handle this. But if you want to go the route just because he used this particular law firm, anyone who used the law firm that represented O.J. Simpson could be accused of the crimes that they've committed or he's committed. So any law firm that's represented you and had a client that actually did something wrong could be implied that you're guilty of those exact same crimes.
So he has spent tens of thousands of dollars fighting this unlawful arrest. How do I know it was unlawful? Because the court decided it was unlawful and the charges were dismissed. On the day of court, on the day of my trial, I came here to Illinois to answer for these unlawful charges. The mayor was there, Miss Green was there, the officers were there, and they ran. The minute that the judge allowed the camera transparency in the courtroom, they ran away and the charges were dismissed. I subsequently filed a federal lawsuit, and they have paid an outside attorney that represents Mayor Henyer to show you their standards and their ethics to bully me, defend them in this lawsuit, even though they know they are 100% wrong. I did nothing
What a crock of shit. Have you ever heard more bullshit or drivel coming from somebody who's not even the president?
wrong. I was polite, cordial with Miss Green. There was no disorderly conduct. There was no felony eavesdropping. But they're used to this. There's a lot of nepotism in this city. Miss Green's husband, Division Commander Green, has many lawsuits filed against him. Official misconduct, wrongful arrest, excessive force, violation of constitutional rights. That's cost all of you taxpayers over $80,000 in settlements. Not the mayor's money, not Miss Green's money, not her husband's money, who is getting promoted after all of this misconduct. He continues to get promoted. And he's cost the city over $80,000, not counting legal fees. And they don't want you to know all of this. They don't want you to know. I've heard so many stories from residents here about the retaliation by the Berwyn Police Department, the profiling, and the constitutional rights violations. Why would you reward a police officer who has cost you $80,000 of your money? Why? Because it's her husband. That's why. It's nepotism. How do I know? Because your police chief has 7 workers. 7 of his family members work for the city of Berwyn.
And
Accumulating over $250 an hour. 7 of his family members work for the city. Again, nepotism. Why would the mayor and the city administrator hire a corrupt cop who brutalizes people, who violates their constitutional rights? Why would you do that? Do you reward bad behavior in the city of Berwyn? This is corrupt, tyrannical behavior and constitutional rights violations.
So you're publicly calling me corrupt.
I publicly called you corrupt many times,
You're
Mayor.
publicly calling me corrupt.
I have publicly called you corrupt many times.
Take the FBI and prove your facts because half your facts are wrong. Thank you very much.
So $80,000? Oh, a mariachi band can play here for 5 minutes straight, but I can't talk?
Because they're entertaining, you are not.
Because I'm exposing you and your city administrator.
So what?
I have the proof right here. Anybody want to look at the invoices? They won't even give me any more invoices because the city clerk says it's undue burden. That's how many invoices there are.
Sean, are you trying to say that you're causing paper terrorism? Because it sounds like you're just filing frivolous FOIA request after FOIA request to the point where it's becoming a burden for the city to deal with them all. That's what it sounds like. Because we all know that's one of the key tactics to frauditing is to file so many FOIA requests for so much that it's going to become a burden. Unlike call flooding, where it actually does cause harm and danger to people, this just wastes resources and time for other people who are trying to get information that they need.
The FBI.
Why would I need to contact the FBI for?
I'd investigate. Go back to New Jersey.
Why would...
No, let the man talk. Let the man talk.
So you
got
got
that freedom.
$1,000 of your money? Right?
I don't know.
Police misconduct? Police misconduct. And that's just one. That's just her husband. Add up everybody else. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did I get my facts wrong on that, Mr. Mayor? Did her husband that you promoted not cost the city over $100,000?
That have to do with her.
Can I say that, Jim? It has to do with her because she's part of your administration, and you keep promoting a cop who had misconduct on his record.
Accusing people of being corrupt
Why do you...
with done nothing.
Why do you promoting a bad officer?
There's no need for that. She had nothing to do with that.
It's her husband.
It's not nepotism. Look up the word.
I went and looked up the definition for you, Mayor, since your vocabulary seems to be lacking, but let me give you some real-world examples. There are currently 8 Simaglias working for the city of Berwyn. 4 of those 8 at the police department, where Michael Simaglia happens to be the police chief. How about another example, Mayor? Not only did City Administrator Ruth Ciabo Green's husband, David Green, get promoted to Division Commander despite costing taxpayers over $80,000 in several federal civil rights lawsuits, I also recently found out that there is yet another Green that works for the police department, Sergeant Joseph Green. That, Mayor, is the definition of nepotism, and you should familiarize yourself with the word because the city city is running rampant with it.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na
Shenanigans.
na 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 na.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, due to the fact that Sean has no real hard evidence of nepotism being a factor here. If you Google Berwyn, Illinois, you will find from the 2023 census that there is a population of 57,000 residents. And seeing as this is a part of the Chicago metropolitan area, it's not that uncommon that multiple family members would have jobs in similar fields, if not with the same company, or in this case, working for the city. Now, does this mean there's nepotism? No. Does it prove that there isn't? No. However, Sean is just implying that just because these family members work for the city, that they were given their jobs because of nepotism. But let's take into consideration when he's using the name Green. Well, Green's a very common last name. It's actually ranked 37th in the most common last names in America. So Sean, with no hard proof, are you just really just talking out of your ass?
Your police chief, seven family members work for the city.
And he doesn't have 7 family members working for the city.
Well, that's the last time I checked on the FOIA request.
And the mayor doesn't promote this option.
Okay, yes, but they're approved by the mayor, by the council, and he has documented costing this city and taxpayers. I don't understand why taxpayers would want to foot the bill. You're not paying it. She's not paying it. Her husband's not paying it. They're paying. And you're paying, and they're paying to defend this lawsuit against me when you know you're wrong. I did nothing wrong. I came here and recorded peacefully.
You made your statement.
I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
Thank you. Anybody else for open forum? Yes, sir.
And I hope that they vote you out of office soon. I'm supporting all of your political opponents.
Now that Sean's done with his speech and his boasting, let's take a look at somebody who comes up and speaks right after Sean, who starts giving off some suspicious vibes right off the bat.
Yep.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate this country. I appreciate the city for an opportunity to speak. I do want to thank you for allowing Mr. Reyes to speak, despite the fact that he may not say things that we all agree with, specifically, especially the government. I do ask everybody in here in the city to look up why Mr. Reyes is up here a little bit upset. Right? He came in here under legal First Amendment rights to speak. And I'm afraid that this government charged under the Charter of the Constitution to allow him to speak, he was thrown out with a bunch of excuses. He's got a reason to be up here. Now, if you say that everything says it's 100% correct, that's true about every human, right? We're not all going to be 100% correct. There might be something that he misread or misjudged or misunderstood. However,
that was an awfully loud cough, as if somebody was trying to coach or give a signal. I can't confirm that that was Sean making that coughing sound. However, it's odd that that would happen that loudly when this gentleman is speaking on if he's being factual or having accurate information.
The premise of the underlying cause by Mr. Reyes, by the way, whoever said go back to New Jersey, you know what that reminds me of? Go back to Mexico. This is America.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
The authority, the right,
It's America.
the supreme law of the land to come and voice our grievances against our government. So whether it's New Jersey, or whether it's Berwyn, or Chicago, or Dalton, I woke up in America, folks. We can speak out against our government if we want, right? This isn't communist country, not yet at least, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. But that attitude, I don't know who said it. I heard somebody say, by the way, those flashes of women, I thought none of us agreed with racism. I thought none of us agreed with all these negative connotations. Well, that's the same exact language. That's the same exact ideology.
Okay, sir, I'm not going to pronounce your name. I believe you're a plant of Sean's, but telling somebody to go back to Jersey is not like telling somebody to go back to Mexico. Okay? Being Hispanic myself, I would feel more offense to you making this a racial thing. because Sean does not live in your city. He's not a part of your community. He is here to instigate trouble. He is here to get the lawsuits because that's what he wants. He's from Long Island, New York. Why does he need to come all the way to Illinois to fight for your people's freedoms? Is he trying to imply that you, as a citizen of your city, of your state, is weak and cannot defend your own freedoms, your own rights? That's what every frauditor is making people believe when they say that they are fighting for our rights. I don't need somebody to fight for my rights because I can fight for my own.
Right? Yeah, I don't care where he's from. He's an American. He's standing up for what he thinks his rights are. And you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That shows a love and loyalty for this country. And whether or not, Mr. Mayor, if you won't get Chicago, I thought, man, if we're lucky, we're going to move Cicero one day. I thought Berwyn, never. That's what rich people did. Okay? But I'm grateful to live in this city. I am. Does it have failures? Oh, a whole heck of a lot of them. He's got a huge long list that we need to take serious. And you know
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
what? Every city has failures and faults that they need to take serious. Every single one of them. I was on Facebook group. Somebody said,
Now, I'm going to be cutting out a part of this guy's speech because he goes on this rant about replacing the Democratic administration with the Republican administration, and I'm not getting political in my channel on this video. I'm just here to cover Sean and his mistruths and misinformation.
same people over and over again, that breeds corruption. That breeds some stranger coming in here with his First Amendment rights, saying, hey, I want to take a look around. This is America. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't belong here. Oh, let me make up some new rules. Oh, I felt offended that you were here. Oh, I felt insulted. Oh, my safety's in danger. Let me sign something, get you in trouble. Because as an American, I don't agree with your right to record me. Okay? So, once again, thank you. I appreciate so much the time. I do love this city despite of its flaws, but I love this country despite its flaws, right? And I do love the fact that we get to come up here. So you, Mr. Mayor, what we think. I do appreciate your work. I'm not very heavy into politics, right? But at the end of the day, I do want to caution this city and this state, men like Mr. Reyes back there, all he's doing is standing up for his rights. And instead of us trampling on them and fighting the one who's wrong, that underlying message that he has to give us, we don't exercise our rights, we lose them. We don't understand our rights. If our police officers, who we love, blah, 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 all this good stuff, it's all true, but at the same time, if they don't understand our rights and recognize our rights, and throw us in jail because we're filming and somebody offended for whatever reason or another, is there any credibility? Mr. Reyes says, I don't know. You're 100% right, Mr. Mayor. We should look into it. You're 1,000% right. Right? Because you got mayors like the one in Dalton. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I do nothing wrong. That ideology, because I'm in power, you prove it. You prove it. Well, we get to speak. Doesn't matter if we're from New Jersey or not. This is America. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we're going to end the video here. It does go on further where Sean tries to praise the individual who I believe is a plant as just a random person who decided to speak up for him, not knowing that he was going to be there. I find it hard to believe somebody who's willing to go and give a speech like that isn't a plant. He also goes on to say that he's going to back the mayor's political rivals to make sure he is voted out of office. I mean, I think you'd be more concerned with facing all these charges and these lawsuits instead of, well, trying to play politician. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel and the podcast. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going. And I can't thank you enough, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much.